You are listening to Dr. Bruce Klein. I'm the president of Apostolic Theological Seminary. Now, our seminarians use a lot of different Bible programs for their research, for just preparing sermons, lessons. There's a lot of reasons to connect to a digital Bible program where you can get on and you can search for words and verses and do word studies and look at commentaries and Bible dictionaries and atlases and et cetera, et cetera. And you can do all this in the world of digital Bible programs without having to pay any money. It's all free. Now, you may want to support eSword for all the work that they've done, but that's your decision. Okay, so here we go. We're looking at eSword. This is the first one. We'll go on and view other programs later on, but this particular video is dealing only with eSword. Okay, so eSword, yeah, it's an interesting name, and it's an electronic sword. We know the Bible is our sword, but this is talking about electronic sword. So first of all, I'm going to go through very briefly and give you somewhat of an overview where I'm headed for. Then I'm going to actually break it down and go through each one of these different websites. So here we go. We have, it gives you a page of what it looks like, and I'll go to my eSword at some point in time. But to download it for free, you go to this website. Okay, so you probably know by now, you just type in your search section, you type in e-sword.net, N-E-T, and that's it. You can put this bar if you would like. And then you go through the different motions, and next thing you know, they're asking you if you want to download, then you download the program, and you go on from there. And I'll walk you through a little bit of that to give you an idea. As you're looking at what we have here in this picture, you can see you have a Bible section, and that's right here. You're not seeing much of the dictionary section, but it's right here. Then we have commentaries. Then we have some other different issues that can be dealt with here. You can read a book here. There's all kinds of books. Today I downloaded at least 20 books dealing with end times for eSword. So I can have it on there whenever I want to. I can pull it up and I can read or research. And I can search through these different books that I downloaded. I can search through different commentaries, doing word searches. I can do word searches through the different lexicons, different dictionaries. And of course, I can do word searches through the different Bible modules that have been downloaded. Okay, then there's eSword. For those of you who already have eSword, you're familiar with eSword, you know that you can go on the website and download a lot of modules, a lot of resources. There's another website that you can go to that has, I don't know, thousands, over 500 for sure, because you see on the bottom here, it's talking about, 500 of the most popular downloads, most popular modules. So this is the website, www. You don't have to put that in, but it's BibleSupport.com. BibleSupport.com. Make sure it says eSword. There's two. There's one for another Bible program, but the one that normally comes up is eSword. And you can see all the candy, I mean books that you can download at no cost. Now, yes, he does have a section on here that has the premiums or books that you can buy, Bibles that you can buy, dictionaries that you can buy. So so those are available, but there's, like I'm saying, thousands of books that are free that you can download. Okay, so in eSword, there's also other links. Say if you have a Mac, well, you can go and download the program for Mac, for Apple. You can download a program for your iPhone. You can download a program for your iPad. Hey, we've got you covered. They have you covered, thankfully. Okay, moving on. Then there's the premium section on eSword itself. Well, you get off of eSword. I think this is a division of theirs, but it may not be. But you can buy different programs, different resources, and this one's $40, and you run across a dictionary word study for the New Testament and for the Old Testament. Now, these are conservative. These are conservative word studies, and I'm not going to start drawing lines. I really want to, because that's, as a theologian, that's what I want to be doing. But Warren Baker is a friend, He and I were preaching partners when I was a student at Clearwater Christian College there in Clearwater, Florida. It's a Bible Presbyterian school. My training is Baptist and Bible Presbyterian and liberal Presbyterian and liberal Baptist. I've been 30 some schools. So I've got it covered. And I probably have you covered. I probably maybe even been to the schools that you've been to, if you've been to Bible colleges and seminaries. Okay, so with Dr. Warren Baker, he went on, got his doctorate degree, then he was professor at Faith Seminary. So he's quite the scholar. And so he's the brains behind these two. But the issue with them that you don't see me quoting from them, even though I have both, is that people don't recognize them. I mean, have you heard of this before? And when you're dealing in the world of scholarship, you want to have works that scholars can recognize without them looking at and saying, who is Dr. Warren Baker? Oh, what is this book all about? How accurate is it? Is it really scholarly? You got the idea. Okay, then there's another website out there called, I don't know, Dr. Dave. So I think he's a Baptist pastor. And you can go to his websites, you can find a lot of good material. Like I was on there today and downloaded, like I'm saying, about 20 books dealing with end times. Okay, so this is a commentary section, but if you put in drdave.com, I think you're good. He also has probably the same books, I don't know. You put in eswordlibrary.com. These are both Dr. Dave's, and I haven't spent much time with this one. I went through this one today and downloaded books that I thought I could use. Okay. Okay, now let's go to my eSword. So as I pull it up here, you can see that I've got quite a few different things going on. Let me fill that box in. So my wife and I are working on Genesis chapter 31, verse 47. So we have Laban calling this pile of rocks one term, and Jacob calling a pile of rocks, this heap of witness, another term. Okay, so what's going on here? Okay, so I've already done some research, and I can see Peter Lang is going to call it, this word here, a Syriac word. Others are going to call it Syriac or Aramaic. You know, what's Syriac? Well, Syriac is a dialect of Aramaic. And so I've done some research, and I can go on and explain all that to you, but that's not the purpose of this video. So let's keep moving on. Everything you see here is free, except, there's got to be an exception, right? One of these I paid for, but you get the other one for free off of Bible support. So that's not a concern. These three are free. I've never used them. This is Dr. Bulcher's notes, and I use them extensively. This whole, all these 4 or 5 different modules plus one down here as far as a dictionary cost $15. So that's what I put into eSword is $15. Okay, all right, let's go back over here. Now, as we're looking at these, you may not want all these. I definitely, if you know me, you know I don't like the English Standard Version, but I can quickly access it if I'm comparing the English Standard Version compared to the KJV. Okay, and then we look at some of these others. This is going to be Stephanus's, and when you're dealing with Stephanus, when you're dealing with the received text, you want to make sure that it says 1550. Yes, technically it's 1555, but most people don't know that, so we stay with 1550, and we're good to go. Okay, so we have that. Now, there's another one out there that's also called the received text. That's the work of Dr. Scribner, and you don't want it. It's been, at least from my point of view, you don't want it because the received text has been corrected by Dr. Scribner, and he was using the Codex Sinaiticus to correct the received text. Moving on, we have the Peshitta. The Peshitta does not have vowel markings, so it's like Hebrew without vowel markings. If you're good with Hebrew without vowel markings, then you may enjoy the Peshitta without vowel markings. What's the Peshitta? It's the language that Jesus spoke. Okay, so what does that mean? And I can't really say it's a language. Syriac is a language that Jesus spoke, and Syriac is a dialect of Aramaic. So most people would agree, most Bible scholars agree that Jesus spoke Aramaic. The question is, what dialect did he speak? And that's a whole study in itself, but we better not go there because that's one of the subjects that I really enjoy. We go on here, and I can go through each one of these, and I want to do that in a separate video. This says Westminster Leningrad Codex, and we've got Dr. Wilbur Pickering's New Testament, and we go on and on. So we've got more. But the idea is these are the Bible modules here, and you can pull out what you like. You know, I don't like the American Standard Version, whether it's 2, or American Standard Version, whether it's the original. I disagree with them. But if I need a quote from them, or if I'm doing research, it's convenient. They're right here. So I don't agree with all the modules I hear, but that I have available, but there's a reason for them being here. Going on with the dictionaries, you can see there are a lot of dictionaries. Dictionaries also include encyclopedias. Okay, so you got, like here is International Standard Bible Encyclopedia. Sure, early 1900s is when this has been put together, and it's not fully conservative even back then. It's got some liberal writings in it, but it's a lot more conservative than what you'd buy today on the shelf, okay, as it's been updated, as it's been revised. We have other different good encyclopedias in here that we have value. Brown's, Driver, and Briggs, as you can see, I've got a little bit of it showing here, but I can show more if I want to. So what I do is I go up here to D for dictionary, make it bigger so you can see Brown's, Driver, and Briggs definition. Now, is this an acceptable definition? It's probably not too far off, but it's based on, this particular Hebrew lexicon is based on Gesenius's work, and Gesenius was an outright liberal. BDB, if you look up their history, they were outright liberals, and they did a lot to destroy the Presbyterian Church USA. Okay, but enough of that. Let's get back. So we can do this with each one. So if we want to make the Bible section larger, we hit B. We want to make the commentary section larger, we hit C. And you can see we've got different choices as far as size. Make it bigger, make it smaller. Okay, and we have some good books here in commentary section. We have Robertson, who is, for some people, A.T. Robertson, Dr. Robertson was the scholar for Greek. Now we have some new people coming out of Dallas Theological Seminary, etc., that are known more popular than he is. His book is huge, but it's good. There's value there. A Southern Baptist, he's going to stay with the Southern Baptist and support the Southern Baptist theology. I used to have probably 70 or 100 commentaries here, and I wasn't using them. And so I narrowed it down to the ones that I do use. Okay, Albert Barnes is easy to understand, but he's a preterist. And I'm not going to go through all these. I want to do that in a separate video. So let's go back up here and see what other goodies we can get in, can view through our programming. Okay, so let's go back up here. Let's go to Tools. We click on Tools, and we find a graphics viewer. We find a free to download map of the world of Moses. Let me get this, go back up. Okay, so everything you see here is free. It's a matter of where you're going to find it. Okay, but it's all free, and most of it's found either on eSword itself or found in Bible Support. Okay, now that may be where everything came from. I don't remember. I've had this for not quite 100 years. Did they have computers 100 years ago? Maybe I better change that. At least for the last 25 years, 30, 40 years. I don't know. I've been using eSword for a long time. Okay, so you can see all the different choices here. One interesting module is Reverend Clarence Larkin's work. So you have all these different charts that you can study. You can make, you can copy and paste, or however it works for you, and you can go with it. You have all kinds of maps, and some of these maps are out of copyright. So when I'm putting together a book, or I want to take a map and put it into, say into a chart at the end or within the book itself, it's out of copyright. So you can use it without any concern about violating copyright laws. Okay, so we have that. Let's go and look at another feature. Another feature is, let's go to the reference library. I don't think we need to go through all this. Let's go to the reference library. Okay. Reference library, where are you? I'm not sure what I did. Well, I don't know why the reference library is not opening, but it should be. And I don't want to waste your, there it is right there. It was hiding from me. You got to watch those reference libraries. Okay, so we're looking here. Now, you probably know about Sir Robert Anderson. So that's why I have this out, because his book called The Coming Prince is a classic, especially for those who are trying to date from King Cyrus and other individuals from the Old Testament up to the time of Jesus, as far as the different datings to put together a timeline for prophecy. So his book is considered the classic. I don't think anyone has ever come against it and tried to do anything else with it except look at it, study it, and normally just go with it. Agree with what's being developed in that particular book. Okay, so I want to go. I've got hundreds of books in here. We've got one chapter here. So, okay. Guess we need to go up here. We click on this, and we can see you can see it. We can start off with a Jewish view of the New Testament, 70th week. I'm not going to read all of these to you, but go through this. We have the Antiquities of the Jews by Josephus. We have a study on the tabernacle. We have Augustine's, maybe I only have one book in Augustine's library. But there's lots you can see. We're in the B's. We have F.F. Bruce's book on Are the New Testament Documents Reliable? Okay. Dean John Burgon's work. Lucifer Schaefer. So I'm going to have Satan in here. We have different things like that that everyone should be dealing with. Okay. But you can see, I mean, this Gesenius's Hebrew grammar, that's the scholar's grammar, or that's the, it's not a beginner's grammar, it's a reference grammar. Okay, but you can see, you get the idea, and everything you see here is free, and it's all available. It's like a candy store, only better than a candy store. The taste goes on and on and on. Okay, good, so we have that. Now let me go back to, let's go back to this. Okay, as we're looking here, and it's easy to use. If you want to go and search for something, say Genesis chapter 31, you click on that, and when you get to 31, it comes up and you're ready to go. Now, I can move it up, I suppose. Let's get to the New Testament. Let's go to Romans. Let's go to 16. How radical do I want to make it? We can look at 7 and talk about salute. I'm not going to be radical. Okay. Oh, I'm going to fight the temptation. So we got different things here that you can read, and we can jump all over the place. And it's easy to go to, what else is going to be New Testament? We go to Dr. Pickering's translation. Let's click on this so it goes there. Okay, so we're going to click on Romans 16:7. Wait for it. I've got a lot going on in this computer. Let's go to Dr. Pickering's work. And here we have his translation. Now we notice he's got some numbers up here. So then we go up here, we click on this, and you find Dr. Pickering's work on Bible support. And you go here and you can see, okay, we're somewhere in here and we're looking for number 4. Go down here and see what he has to say about number 4. And he's a Greek scholar. He's a missionary in Brazil, but he's quite the scholar. And so he put this translation together himself. And I don't know if I have it up here, but he also put together a Greek translation as well. So he has, he's worked with the Greek and he's come up with a Greek translation. If you know about Greek, he's using Family 35 to put together a Greek New Testament. Okay, now let's do some searching. Let's get back to the KJV. Now you can search in any one of these modules. Let's go to Bible. Let's put in, what do we want to put in? What are we in the mood for today? Let's talk about love. We need more love in the world. So we're going to look for love, and we can search. So, okay, so let's get all that. I don't need any help. Thank you anyway. We can search the entire Bible for the word love. we could go and search just the Old Testament or a section of the Old Testament, or we could look in the New Testament or a section of the New Testament as we're looking for the word love. Okay, and we can search for, in this case, we're just doing one word, but say if we had a phrase or more than one word, we can search for all the words. We can search for any of the words, search for the exact phrase. Okay, so you get the idea, regular expression. So we have options to be more accurate. We can even develop the search range. Maybe we just want to search in the book of Revelation. So that's easy enough to do. We're just searching the book of Revelation. Genesis. Search, then we can become case sensitive. So you can see this is really a powerful program that you can use very easily. The learning curve is much less than all the other programs. Okay, so this, from my point of view, this is the easiest to learn how to operate, to learn how to use. So let's just get in here and see. And as we probably already know, if we go here, okay, so we drop down to 1 Corinthians. Now, 1 Corinthians 13 is the love chapter. You notice I'm not finding the word love there, but yet 1 Corinthians 13 is noted as the love chapter, right? Yeah. But what's the issue? Well, let's go to 1 Corinthians 13 to see what the issue is. Okay, here we go. Aren't you excited? We're doing some Bible research here. Okay, some Bible study. So I'm going to go up here and hit B so we can see it larger. Okay, so I'm not finding the word love in here. But what word am I finding? Well, I'm finding the word charity. Okay, so what gives? We got charity. As you go through this, you're going to find charity. You're going to find a lot of charity. Now, does charity mean the same thing as love? Or does love mean the same thing as charity? In other words, is love and charity synonyms? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Let's find out. So how are we going to do that? Well, the easiest way to do it without knowing Greek or Syriac is to click on this, find the word charity in here, and we're going to click on charity. I just click on it. If you're using accordance, you click on it 3 times, but we're not using accordance. Okay, let's get down here and find something that's going to give us. I just use theirs. Easy. Okay, now we're going to look at the dictionary to see what it looks like. Okay, so we have the word agape, right? Agape is going to be the noun. Agapeo will be the verb. Okay, so we have different understandings here. Okay, so in other words, we were just here and I don't want to do that. That's not quite what I had in mind. Okay, we're going to, I meant to click on this. Okay, so, but what we saw is that we click on charity and we find out it's the word agape, which is also translated love. So that tells us that, and let's keep on going. There was other charities. We click on, it's still, the Strong's number is G26, agape. And agape can be translated charity or love. So if you're like me, I've heard people in the pulpits, preachers in the pulpit say, charity is this, and give you this definition. Then they go on and say, well, love is this, and give a definition. Then they talk about, they're preaching the difference between love and charity. Well, now we know that that's hogwash. I spent time at Faith Baptist Bible College. Spent a year and a half out there before I got pneumonia from being out on the street every week. And got pneumonia, and they told me to move south. But anyway, we've got to deal with charity versus love. Okay. Well, going on from there, there's a lot more to deal with, but I think it's self-explanatory as far as, at least for the part 1, or maybe this will be all I put together for each word, as far as the basics. I think I've given you enough of the basics for you to go from this point. Okay, now let's get up here and download. Okay, so once you have all this in place, and say you want to add, you're looking for a particular Bible. If you notice, I don't have anything by that's Septuagint. Okay, so it's going to open up, and I'm going to see that, hey, there's I don't have Septuagint, so I can download the Septuagint if I so choose. Now, I'm not all that excited about the Septuagint, and I didn't think it was going to take this long. And I have my my buddy, his name is Happy. Happy, I work alone. Shh. Okay, well, it may be a day or two before this opens up as it connects, so I don't have patience for that. So let's just get out of this. And it's not, there we go. Okay, so we have Brenton's English Septuagint. So this is published back in 1851. There's not a copyright on it. You know, so that was a long time ago. There's others that are more recent. So depending on what you're doing, if you're simply showing that the Septuagint is lacking, there's a very difference between the KJV and the Septuagint, then this is good enough. If you're getting into it and you want to see some other issues, then it's not going to be good enough because the more recent scholarship will develop it further. You can see here that there's things that you can purchase, and you have all kinds. You have other foreign languages. Just to make a point here, since I have you here, let's go to Spanish. Now, the way I understand it by speaking with people who know Spanish, and I don't, but they're saying that the Gomez is the best out there. So I keep that in mind. It's the closest to the KJV. So what does that mean? That means it's based on the majority Byzantine Greek New Testament. It's not based on the edited Gnostic, critical Alexandrian New Testament. Okay, so that's really important. And then we can go back up here and we can go and deal with commentaries. There's all kinds of Bibles that you can download. There are commentaries, there are dictionaries, graphics, reference books. Man, obviously it's better than a candy store. Well, thank you for being here and being a part of this. Jesus bless you. I'm going to put this on Facebook. If you have any questions, and down below Facebook in the comments, ask me a question and I'll try to answer it. Jesus bless you. Have a good day. Bye.